The power's out. Everything's gone wrong. No matches, no lighters, no electricity. Everyone thinks you need fire to survive. Wrong. Fire needs fuel, creates smoke, attracts problems. Your body's already a 100-watt furnace. The cold isn't killing you, heat loss is. 3 ways: conduction, convection, radiation. I tested 6 methods in sub-zero temps for 2 weeks. Foundation to advanced. Can you survive without fire? What if you're in jeans and a hoodie? Which method saves you first? You'll know in 12 minutes. One method sounds impossible, but saved my life.
Method 1. The mylar burrito.
Most people think those shiny emergency blankets are worthless. Flimsy foil that rips when you breathe. Why everyone's wrong? Your body shoots out invisible heat constantly. Energy bleeding into the void. Normally, that heat just vanishes into cold air. The thing most people miss? You're not cold because you're not making heat. You're cold because you're bleeding heat faster than you can replace it. What mylar actually does? Wrap yourself in that garbage and heat bounces back. You're inside a thermos. They are heat reflectors. The shiny surface reflects up to 90% of your body's invisible heat back toward you. That's not marketing, that's physics. How to use it right? Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Don't drape it like a cape. Wind shreds it in 10 minutes. Layer it between blankets. Mylar on bottom, blanket on top. Your body heat gets trapped between the layers. Tuck it inside your jacket against your base layer. Keeps moisture out while reflecting heat in. Use it as a ground sheet under your sleeping setup. Reflects ground cold back down, reflects your body heat back up. Double barrier. Tape it to shelter walls, shiny side facing in. Turns your entire shelter into a heat reflector. Every surface bounces warmth back at you instead of absorbing it. Create an emergency wrap. Mylar around your body, leave your face exposed. Seal the edges with tape or your body weight. I did this at 12 degrees. Inside the Mylar, 38 degrees from body heat alone. 26-degree difference. Couldn't believe something that simple worked that well. No Mylar? Aluminum foil works. Heavier but tougher. Reflective bubble wrap from hardware stores. Car sunshades, flipped shiny side in. Even the reflective lining from chip bags taped together. The principle is simple. Anything shiny reflects invisible body heat. How to test if it's working? Put your hand near the Mylar after you've been wrapped for 10 minutes. If you feel warmth coming back, it's working. If not, add more layers underneath to trap air first. Mylar reflects heat, but doesn't create it. Science is just expensive trash that works. But here's the kicker. Mylar only works if you have body heat to reflect. That's why you need the foundation method next.
Method 2. Layer like your life depends on it. This is the one that works everywhere, every time, with anything you've got. Why layers kill when done wrong? Water steals heat 25 times faster than air. Get wet, sweat, snow, you're dying. Doesn't matter how many layers you've got. Guy wore 5 jackets last winter. Still nearly froze. Compressed everything together. No air gaps. Compression murders insulation. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Your first job isn't warmth. It's staying dry. What you need. The 3-layer system. Base layer. Pulls moisture off skin before it steals your heat. Wool, more synthetics. Cotton kills. Soaks up water 27 times its weight and holds it against your skin like a frozen sponge. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. If you're stuck with cotton, wear it as your outermost layer where moisture can dry out. Never against skin. Middle layer. Traps dead air pockets. Fleece, down, crumpled newspaper, dry leaves, garbage, anything creating airspace. Air is one of the best insulators on the planet, but only if it's still. Moving air is wind stealing your heat at speeds as low as 5 miles per hour. The rule: 1 inch of trapped air gives you solid insulation. You want minimum 2 to 3 inches of fluff for below freezing temps. More is better. Outer layer blocks wind and water. Wind at 20 degrees F with 30 mile per hour gusts feels like negative 2 degrees F on exposed skin. Your outer shell stops that wind before it reaches your insulating layers. Trash bags work. Poke a hole head in armholes. Tarps work. Wrap and tie with rope or tape. Gas station ponchos. Duct tape 2 trash bags together for a vest. How to maximize your layers. Stuff your jacket with insulation. This clicked for me when I understood it's not about the material, it's about the air pockets. Crumple dry grass and stuff it in your sleeves. Shred newspaper and pack it between your shirt and jacket. Pull foam from car seat cushions and cram it around your torso. The fluff fluffier, the better. Compressed insulation is dead insulation. Focus insulation on your core first. Chest, back, belly. Your body will sacrifice fingers and toes to keep your core warm. Thick core insulation, then worry about hands and feet. Cover your head with anything. Hat, hood, shirt wrapped around. Your head has lots of blood vessels near the surface. Lose heat there, and your brain makes bad calls. Like taking off your jacket when freezing because you suddenly feel hot. That's your body tricking you while you're dying. Blood vessels open up as your core drops below 95 degrees F. You feel warm while you're freezing. People strip naked in blizzards thinking they're overheating. Then they freeze to death, confused. Cover hands, feet, neck. Your body sacrifices fingers to save your core by shutting down blood flow to your hands and feet. If your fingers go numb, don't rub them. Tuck hands in armpits for 2 to 3 minutes. Windmill your arms in circles. Spinning force pushes blood to fingertips. Feel the tingle? That's blood returning. How to test your layer system. After 30 minutes, check. Are you dry? Is your core warm? Can you still move your fingers and toes? If you're sweating, remove middle layer or open vents. Sweat is the enemy. If your core is cold, add more trapped air to middle layer. If hands and feet are cold but core is warm, insulation is working. Move around to make more heat. You just turn clothes into a walking sleeping bag. Works with anything. Designer gear, thrift store trash, literal dumpster finds. Physics doesn't care about brand names. Actually, let me back up and explain this better. Layering works because you're creating multiple barriers. Each air gap between layers is an insulation zone. 3 layers with air gaps beats 1 thick layer every time.
Real quick, if you're watching this and thinking, man, I am not prepared if this actually happened to me, then I made something for you. It's called the Cold Survival Protocol, my free 3-step emergency warmth system you can download right now. It's the same framework used by thousands of preppers, hikers, and first responders, and it's designed to keep your core at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit without fire, using nothing but physics and trash-level materials. It's normally $49, but you can download it free because I want you to trust the proof, not the promise. That's how I operate. Hit the link below labeled Free Cold Survival Protocol, and I'll send it to you instantly. All right? Back into the meat.
Method 3, the water bottle radiator. Most people think body heat just sits in your core, doing nothing. Wrong. Why water is a heat battery. If you've got any heat source, stove, sunlight, car engine, campfire coals, you can pull this off. Water takes forever to heat up, but once warm, it takes forever to cool down. Way longer than air. What to do? Find a tough bottle. Nalgene bottles handle boiling water. Metal bottles work. Even plastic water bottles work if water's just hot, not boiling. Fill with hot water. Target 120 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to stay warm for hours, not so hot it melts plastic or burns skin. Plain bottle, 3 to 4 hours of warmth. Bottle wrapped in sock, 5 to 6 hours. Bottle in sleeping bag, 8 to 10 hours. 2 bottles taking turns, all night coverage. Wrap in a sock or spare shirt, tuck against your core, stomach or lower back. Boom. Portable heater. How it keeps saving you. That water stays warm for hours. When it cools, you've got drinking water. 2 birds, 1 bottle. Here's the game changer nobody talks about. Use 2 bottles. When bottle 1 cools to body temp, move it to your feet. Fill bottle 2 with hot water, put it at your core. Constant warmth cycling. Hiker got stranded last year. Dead battery, no sleeping bag, 15-degree night. He filled 2 bottles with hot water from the engine, cleaned it first with snow, wrapped in shirts, held against stomach all night. Search and rescue found him 12 hours later, cold, pissed off, alive. Core temperature, 97.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Bottles still warm. No heat source? Use your body. Fill bottle with whatever water you have, even cold. Tuck it in your armpit or against your stomach. Your core is 98.6 degrees. It'll slowly warm the water over 30 to 45 minutes. Once warm, move it to your feet. Your feet are furthest from your core, lose heat fastest, and get coldest first. Warming feet improves comfort and reduces shivering. Create a heat swap. Put cold bottle at your core, warm bottle at your feet. After 20 minutes, swap them. You're actively moving heat from core to toes without burning extra calories. Critical mistake to avoid. Never use boiling water without testing temperature first. Bottles can burst. Boiling water burns skin through fabric. Test bottle temperature against your inner wrist before tucking it against your core. You're a human heat pump cycling warmth to your your hands and feet. 0 extra calories burned. It's a closed system powered by your existing body heat. Smart beats strong.
Method 4. The cardboard cocoon. Ground contact is stealing more heat than you realize. You can layer perfectly and still lose the fight. Why ground kills you? Okay, so the tricky part is this. You're lying on frozen ground. That ground is 20 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Your body is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat flows from hot to cold always. The ground is a massive cold sink drinking your warmth through direct contact. You lose heat faster lying on frozen ground than standing in cold wind. People see homeless folks wrapped in cardboard and look away, uncomfortable. Those people understand heat physics better than most college graduates. They're not desperate, they're smart. What cardboard actually does? Cardboard creates a barrier between you and ground, but not because cardboard itself is warm. Watch what happens when you use it right. Stack flattened boxes under your body. Layer them 3 to 4 boxes thick if you can. The thicker the stack, the better the barrier. 1 layer cardboard cuts heat loss 30%. 3 layers cuts heat loss 60%. 5 layers cuts heat loss 75%. Cardboard plus mylar underneath cuts heat loss 85%. Tape flattened boxes over windows to kill drafts. Every gap leaking cold air is stealing your hard-won warmth. Seal it. Shove cardboard inside your jacket. Yes, you'll look stupid. No, you won't care when you're warm. How to max it out in a vehicle. Stuck in a car? This is where cardboard becomes survival gold. Line the floor with flattened boxes, multiple layers. Cover every window. Tape boxes to the ceiling. You're building a cardboard cave inside your vehicle. I tested this in a winter storm. 8 degrees outside, 34 inside, with just cardboard and body heat after 2 hours. 26-degree difference with 0 energy input. Cars without insulation feel like refrigerators. Metal and glass steal heat fast. Bare metal at 10 degrees feels like minus 20 degrees to your skin. Cardboard breaks that contact. In cities, cardboard is everywhere. Dumpsters behind grocery stores, liquor stores, retail shops, recycling bins, alleys. Flatten it, stack it, use it. Stack cardboard with other materials. Cardboard layer, then newspaper, then cardboard. Cardboard, then plastic bag layer, then cardboard. You're creating multiple dead air barriers. Each barrier adds more insulation. The principle is simple. More layers of different materials equals better insulation because heat moves slower through each one. Combine cardboard with mylar for maximum power. Cardboard on ground, mylar on top of cardboard, shiny side up, then your body. Cardboard stops ground from sucking heat down. Mylar reflects your invisible body heat back up. You've created a 2-way heat barrier. Here's why it works. The secret nobody tells you. Cardboard isn't insulating you. The trapped air inside cardboard's wavy structure is insulating you. Cardboard is 90% air by volume. That dead air doesn't move heat. The cardboard just holds that air in place, creating thousands of tiny insulation pockets. Not the cardboard itself, the structure of trapped air inside it. That's why squashed cardboard doesn't work. You've crushed the air pockets. You need the fluff, the structure, the air gaps. Method 5. The debris hut. Layers only work if wind doesn't strip them. You need shelter. Why wind kills faster than cold? Even a light breeze, 5 miles per hour, strips body heat. Wind at 20 miles per hour in 30 degrees Fahrenheit temps feels like 17 degrees Fahrenheit on exposed skin. A debris hut blocks wind completely and traps the heat you're making in a small, manageable space. The reason this works, you're a 100-watt heater, but you can't warm the entire outdoors. You need a space small enough that your body heat actually raises the temperature. What to build? Step by step. Find a long, tough branch. Your ridgepole needs to be 8 feet long, 3 to 4 inches across, strong enough to hold weight without bending. Prop one end against a tree trunk or large rock about waist high, 3 to 4 feet off ground. The high end is your entrance. The low end is where your feet go. Pile smaller branches along both sides of the ridgepole at 45
45-degree angles, spacing every 6 to 8 inches. These are your ribs. You're making a skeleton that'll hold insulation. Now comes the critical part. Bury it. Leaves, pine needles, grass, moss, pine branches, anything plant-based and dry. Pile it thick, minimum 2 feet deep. 3 feet is better, 4 feet is ideal. Dry leaves need 24 plus inches thick. Pine needles need 20 plus inches thick. Grass or hay need 30 plus inches thick. Pine branches need 16 plus inches thick. This isn't a roof keeping rain off. This is insulation keeping heat in. The more material, the better your shelter works. You want it so thick you can barely see the branch frame underneath. If you can see branches clearly, it's not thick enough. How to build it without dying? Crawl inside. It's tight. It's claustrophobic. It smells like rotting forest floor. Your face is inches from the debris. Perfect. That discomfort means it's small enough. A debris hut done right keeps you alive in below zero temps with zero fire. Interior space should be just wide enough to lie on your side, just tall enough to sit up slightly, just long enough for your body plus 6 inches. Too big, your 100-watt body can't warm it. Too small, you'll squash insulation against your body, creating cold spots. Now, you might be thinking bigger is better. I tested that idea. Built 2 huts in 15-degree weather. One spacious, could roll over and stretch out. One cramped, fetal position only. Spacious hut, woke up shivering every hour. Temperature inside barely rose above outside temp. Cramped hut, slept 6 hours straight, woke up sweating. Interior hit 45 degrees Fahrenheit while outside stayed at 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Critical mistakes that kill. Too big is the #1 error. It feels better in your head, but it's a heat grave. Your body can't warm large spaces. Not enough insulation is #2. 2 feet minimum. Anything less and wind gets through, heat escapes. Lying directly on ground is #3. Line the interior floor with 6 to 8 inches of dry debris. Pine branches work best, springy, insulating, keeps you off frozen ground. Add heat. Hot rocks from a fire placed near the entrance, not inside, poison gas risk. They'll give off heat for hours. Add moisture barrier. If you have plastic, line interior walls before adding debris. Keeps insulation dry, adds wind protection. Add door. Stuff the entrance with a backpack, bunched debris, or your body. Blocks wind, holds heat in. Snow shelter version. Same principle works in snow. Dig into a snowbank or pile snow into a mound. Let it harden for 30 minutes. Dig out the interior. Snow is full of trapped air pockets. Natural insulation. Critical, poke a breathing hole in the roof. Finger-sized hole stops poison gas buildup from your breath. Snow shelters are airtight. You need that vent hole to survive. Size matters. Coffin tight wins over comfortable every time. It's counterintuitive. Your brain wants space. Your body needs warmth. Choose warmth.
Method 6, the huddle. When everything else fails and you're still losing the fight, this is what saves you. Why this beats everything? 2 people in one sleeping bag stay warmer than 2 in separate bags. That's not opinion or motivation, that's physics. The reason this works is simple. You're doubling heat output while barely increasing the space to heat. 2 100-watt furnaces in one small area, that's 200 watts warming the same air. The math. 1 person in one bag equals 100 watts heating 2 cubic feet. 2 people in one bag equals 200 watts heating 2.5 cubic feet. Heat per space nearly doubles. What to do with others? Get close. I don't care if it's awkward. I don't care if you just met 5 minutes ago. The cold doesn't care about social rules or personal space. It only cares about stealing your heat. Back to back. Side by side, front to back. Share blankets, share sleeping bags, share body heat. Skin to skin contact through base layers, if you're desperate, moves heat most efficiently. 2 people, spoon position, both facing same direction. Switch every 2 hours so outside person gets inside warmth. 3 people, triangle shape, all facing center, legs overlapping. Creates warm pocket in the middle. 4 or more, 2 pairs, spoon
mooning, pairs facing each other, creates heat core in the center. Animals know this by instinct. Penguins huddle in Antarctic storms, rotating positions so everyone gets center warmth eventually. Wolves pile together in dens, larger members on the outside, smaller, weaker in the center where it's warmest. You're not above animal survival tricks. You're an animal trying to survive. How to do it solo. Alone, fetal position. Knees to chest, arms wrapped tight around legs. You're cutting down surface area exposed to cold. Surface area matters. Standing human, about 1.7 square meters. Fetal position, 0.9 square meters. You've cut heat loss zones nearly in half. Tuck hands into armpits, warmest spot besides core. Your armpits are 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Your hands drop to 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit in cold. That temperature difference means heat flows from pits to hands. Pull your neck into your jacket like a turtle. Neck has lots of blood vessels near surface. Protecting it cuts heat loss big time. Cross your ankles and tuck feet under opposite thigh. Feet lose heat fastest. They're furthest from your core, closest to ground. With animals, got a dog? You're sleeping with a 101-degree furnace wearing its own fur coat. Dogs make 1.5 to 2 times more body heat per pound than humans because they burn energy faster. A 50-pound dog puts out 150 to 200 watts. Position. Dog on your chest, your arms around dog, both under blanket. You're sharing a heat bubble. Dog stays warm, you stay warm, everyone wins. Larger dogs, 60-plus pounds, can keep a human alive in temps below 0 degrees F with proper layering and shelter. The dog's heat plus your heat in a small shelter creates survivable conditions. Cats work too. Less heat but will seek warmth by instinct. They'll curl up on your chest or neck right where you need warmth most. Now, you might be thinking, why not just build a fire? Fire is great. Fire is wonderful. Fire is also fragile and dangerous in the wrong situations. Fire needs dry fuel, hard to find in snow or rain, oxygen, smothered by wind or snow, constant watching, you need sleep, clear area, can't build in dense forest safely, no smoke needed, gives away where you are. In storms, rain and snow put out fire. When wet, everything's too damp to burn. When exhausted, you'll fall asleep and the fire dies. When hiding, smoke and light show your location. When you're already freezing, you can't think clearly or move well enough to build fire safely. Fire needs energy, spent gathering wood, skill, tools, constant work. Your body needs food, water, and insulation. That's it. Your body is a chemical furnace running on fat and carbs, making 100 watts of heat 24/7 automatically. It runs on spite, stubbornness, and refusing to freeze to death in a world that doesn't care whether you live or die. The secret to survival isn't making more heat. You're already a heat factory putting out 100 watts every hour. The secret is stopping that heat from escaping. Conduction, you blocked it with cardboard and debris hut floors separating you from frozen ground. Convection, you killed it with layered clothing and debris hut walls stopping wind completely. Radiation, you trapped it with mylar reflectors bouncing your invisible body heat back at you. So, the night drags on. Temperature keeps dropping. The cold presses in from every direction. But you're not just shivering in the dark hoping for dawn and rescue. You're layered, base pulling moisture, middle trapping air, outer blocking wind. You're insulated, mylar reflecting heat back, cardboard stopping ground steel. You're sheltered, debris hut or vehicle blocking wind completely. You're using heat batteries, water bottles cycling warmth from core to toes. You're huddled, maximizing heat keeping through position and shared warmth. Your core temperature holds at 98.6 degrees F while outside drops to single digits. Your brain still works, making decisions, solving problems, staying alert. Your fingers still move. You can work zippers, tie knots, adjust layers. Your body is winning the fight. No matches, no problem. No lighter, doesn't matter. No electricity, never needed it. You're surviving on physics, trash, brains, and the stubborn refusal to freeze to death in a world that doesn't care whether you live or die. If you wake up in the morning, and you will, you didn't get lucky. You understood the rules. You used the methods. You stopped the the bleeding. You won. But everything I just taught you becomes useless in 48 hours when your water runs out and dehydration starts shutting down your organs. That video shows 3 hidden water sources in winter, including one invisible source in plain sight most people walk past dying of thirst. Before you click away, if this training helped you, download the Cold Survival Protocol right now. It's free, it's fast, and it's the 3-step field system that compresses everything I just taught you into a printable 1-page survival card. Don't wait until you're cold, scared, and alone to figure this out. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's peace. Link below, grab it now before you need it.